We are here on location at the Meadow Club in their beautiful gardens.
And we're spilling all the tea on Dancing with the Stars and the Golden Bachelorette. Welcome back to another episode of Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea on living your best Long Island life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
Welcome back today, because we're at a very special location today. We are at the Meadow Club in Port Jefferson Station, which we've been planning on coming here for such a long time.
Yes.
And here we are on a beautiful, picture-perfect, kind of toasty September
It's a little
day.
hot day, but no, it is absolutely beautiful. And it's so, what's the word I'm looking for, where it's like, it's unexpected, right?
Yeah.
You keep coming. And
It's like a
there's-
secret garden.
Yes.
It's wonderful. And so we're going to tell you all about it during our Taste of Long Island. But first, Sharon, I want to kick it off with saying, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing great, actually. I think it's been a really fun week. We have just been cranking through so much stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
my
been
goodness.
so awesome. We're just so busy. We've got so much going on. It's crazy. And I loved the episode last week. I went back and listened because I hadn't heard your interview. It was so good. She was so awesome. And more than anything, I loved her advice. When you said, "What advice do you have?"
Right? She was incredible.
She was like, it was just such smart advice. And I really took it to heart. She's like, don't give up. Don't give up on what you want to do. But more importantly, don't give up on yourself.
I literally teared up. I almost cried.
Oh,
When she said that, I'm like,
yeah. And you know what? We always say, and so much of life, what do I say? Like 90% is just showing up and just not giving up. Keep going.
Yeah.
And she's right. We all suffer rejection. Everybody goes through it. And I'm sure as an actress and Tony Award winning Broadway star, all that, you don't get there without hearing no a million zillion times.
Yeah.
And all these people that, like at the VMAs and stuff, we were talking about, like they're overnight, quote unquote, overnight successes. They're not. The
Right.
people that are popular right now, like Sabrina Carpenter and probably Chapel Row and all these people, they've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
They've been grinding.
Just hoping and praying to get
Yeah.
where they are today.
And that's how you make it,
Yeah.
is you keep going. So I just thought that, and she was so beautiful.
yeah, she was beautiful, right? I was like taken
whoa.
aback when the camera came on. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you're
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, young, beautiful, talented. So that was such a cool episode, and we're so lucky to
It was
have
so
these
funny
people. And her show at Stoller Center was, I'm sure, amazing. So, but I thought that was so cool, and I wanted to give you a couple of little updates
Okay.
on some
Ready?
things. Yeah. Okay. Went to Fire Island.
Yes. How was it?
So awesome.
It was.
I was so. We were talking. I was so tired.
Yeah, but you lucked out with such good weather.
Oh my God.
Beautiful night.
And we're talking about you can go to Fire Island, especially on the weekends, like Mondays, Tuesdays. They get iffy.
Yes.
You
You
know
don't
what's
know
open.
what's open.
You got to
Exactly.
call. You got to call.
You got to call ahead.
Got to call ahead. Make sure that your favorite restaurant is open. But we went to the Island Mermaid,
So
very famous
fun.
restaurant, Ocean Beach. The owner was there hanging out with us. Apparently, he just wrote a new book called Paradise Earned, and I bought it.
I love it. That's awesome.
I bought
Yes.
it. I mean, because he signed it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll sign it for you if you buy it. He's like, you can get it on Amazon, but I'll sign it for you. I'm like,
That's so cute.
of course I'll buy it. And all the proceeds go to the Fire Island Fire Department.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's a cool story. So I wanted to hear his story. He's like, it gets really, what do you say, really steamy.
Ooh.
I know, I haven't read it yet. But here's so dinner was just on the water, beautiful, got ice cream. I love the ferry ride. We had the weather in September is like so picture perfect on
It
Long
is
Island.
so
People don't realize.
amazing.
So beautiful. But get this, the whole ferry, we're on the way back. I think we were on the 7 p.m. ferry.
That's so
And-
early.
Yeah, I know. Because it was
tired.
7, because you got to realize it's 6:50
Yep.
or 8:30 or 8:50, something like that.
Right.
So
you got to catch that.
you got to eat fast,
Yeah.
get your book signed,
Mm-hmm.
and get back across the water,
Yes.
because otherwise you're going to be there for a while.
Yeah.
But we're sitting there and we're all the whole boat. You could hear everybody when you're on the ferry and there's all the beautiful homes,
Yes.
across the water, especially in Bayshore, that area, and we're like, oh, look at that one. That one's got a pool. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. That yard looks good. This guy needs some sprinklers. You're talking. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, oh my God,
What?
there's like a beautiful home with like all windows and a full naked guy.
Yes.
Full naked guy facing the whole ferry. The whole ferry's like, ah!
Oh my God, waving.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the lights go off in his house because I think he realized that the entire ferry was
oh
like
my God, that's
staring at
crazy.
him.
That is crazy.
And then the lights go off. And everyone's like, and the girl in front of me clearly had friends from out of town because she's like, welcome to Long Island. She's like, I told you, you're gonna see some stuff here.
That's so
okay.
funny.
And then we go where everyone's like looking, and then it came back on. The lights when we passed, and then he had some shorts on. Then he took his shorts off again and like was prancing around. I'm like,
wow.
I guess he just don't care.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
funny. I don't know.
it was hilarious.
That is hilarious.
We were like, listen, never a dull moment on Fire Island. You don't usually see that on Ocean Beach. You usually see that Cherry Grove.
Yeah.
You know, but I couldn't
so
wait to tell you
funny.
about
Oh my
naked
God,
guy.
that's funny.
And so if you're on the ferry on the way, keep your eyes peeled. You
Yeah,
never know what
you
you're going to
never-
see. If you do actually want to see something like that, otherwise just look ahead.
Look ahead. That's
Yeah.
funny.
So I was going to tell you that, but it was super fun. I also wanted to recap something that we mentioned a couple episodes ago.
Okay.
So yesterday, Sharon,
Yes.
I had to use the restroom.
Okay.
And, you know, as the CEO, we've talked about, there's 2 stalls. You go in there. I don't really want to. It's embarrassing. No one wants to see the CEO or the boss.
No.
Whoever
You
your
don't-
boss
right.
is, you or who.
Right.
No one wants to see you in there. You don't want
You
to.
don't
You
wanna
don't
have a
want to
bathroom
chit
party.
chat.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk. It's like you're side by side. It's very
Yeah.
close quarters, and I can always tell when someone's in the bathroom because we have a bathroom key. I have my own key, right? But you can tell when the bathroom key is gone, because it's not on the desk.
Right.
So I knew walking out somebody was in there. So I was like, I'm going to go to the 4th floor.
Yes.
Sharon told me
Yes.
that the 4th floor bathroom doesn't have a key and it's open. So I go up there and I got to tell you, I got a bone to pick with the landlord. That bathroom
I'm
is
telling you.
palatial.
Ugh.
What?
And it's like 10 stalls,
What?
right? Like it's crazy.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are these people living? 2 floor? What?
They got
What
the
is
penthouse.
going on?
They got the penthouse.
I'm
That's
like, are you kidding
all.
me?
Oh my God, that is
When I walked into this
hilarious.
bathroom,
I can't believe it took you this long.
I loved it. I was in paradise. I was also angry. I can't believe it. Like, how is that possible? But
I
our
know.
bathroom
I know.
is like not
Missing
okay.
stuff. Like we don't even,
I mean, even the faucets
Yeah.
had the soap pump right there. You're not like fighting people to get it.
get soap.
I couldn't believe it.
And it's like all marble. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Tiles, they're gorgeous.
Don't tell anyone else.
I know.
Don't
It's my secret.
don't go up there because then they're going to get on to us.
Yep.
And
I know.
some woman saw me. I left and I was like, I didn't make eye contact because I'm like, don't lock it.
Don't ever lock this door.
Don't. It's fine.
Well, it's funny because the tenants that are up there, I think, run the whole floor.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
it's
good for
their
them.
bathroom. Yeah.
I guess they pay more because
Yeah.
they've got more real estate. But like, all right, that's fine. But dang, they got a nice bathroom.
I know. And then I was thinking after we had that conversation about our neighbors who
Yeah.
are looking to relocate. Remember,
Yes.
they were
Yeah.
looking for a smaller.
Yes.
I'm like, we can totally bang out their offices and build our bathroom suites
Yeah, we need to do something because the way people are living
in the
2
penthouse.
floors up from us is wildly different than our lives at Discover Long Island. So I was mind blown by that. I could not wait to tell you that. I was like, what?
I can't believe it's taking you this long.
I would have never gone up. It just never would have occurred to me to try. Because I figure
So
they're all
beautiful.
locked. So hopefully they don't lock us out once they figure out that we're onto them.
Yeah.
And their beautiful bathroom.
Yes.
And there's a zillion stalls. Ugh. Anyway, I was
So
I was dying. I couldn't even believe it. And so that was going on. And then this week we've been so busy. There's so much going on, and we're getting ready for 2 big things happening. One is the American Cup.
We're so excited about this.
I know. So we've got like 50 people from all over the globe
Yep.
coming to Long Island, in particular to Suffolk County, to golf and dine and do fun attraction things and go to Montauk and all the fun stuff in preparation to get ready to sell the destination for the Ryder Cup next year.
Right. Incredible. And fun fact, Alfredo Gonzalez will be my guest next week when you're out touring with them. He's going to come in and talk all about it next week.
Yes, Alfredo, who is our amazing international rep, our international consultant, and knows everybody across the globe. And so he's the one that he's been part of the American Cup for years and helped bring it to Long Island. It's the first time it's ever been in New York and on Long Island in particular. And it's going to be awesome. It's great exposure. People, like I said, tour operators and media and travel suppliers from all over the world coming. And for, I would say, 95% of them, maybe even 99% of them, it's their first time ever on Long Island.
That's okay.
On Long Island.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I think most of them have probably been to New York City.
Right.
They've never been to Long Island.
Oh, this is exciting.
They're going to be mind blown.
I know. Because the tour, the schedule is just, it sounds so fun. Like everything that they're doing, they're just going to see so much. And I'm so excited. Yeah,
they're golfing every day at our amazing golf courses. And then the cool thing is, and they'll be personally familiar. And then the great thing is then by, in the next year when people start buying tickets to see the Ryder Cup, and they call their tour operator in France or Germany or the UK or the Netherlands, they'll be like, yeah, I know I was just there. I golfed that course. I know how long it's going to take you from get to here. I know where you should stay. I know where you should eat. So I'm very excited about that. And it's perfect timing because next, I think that the Friday that this airs, it's actually World Tourism Day.
This was so cool. You told me about this recently. We were talking about it. And it's just amazing.
Yeah. So World Tourism Day was established in 1970 by the United Nations to raise awareness about the economic impacts of global tourism. Mm-hmm. And it's just so perfect that we have people from all over the globe here. And we're going to do some stuff on our social. So follow our social media for all of our World Tourism Day content.
It's going to be so cool.
I know. But importantly, where we are right now, Sharon, is we are at the Meadow Club in Port Jefferson Station. And this is our taste of Long Island today. Our taste of is we're here in person experiencing this incredible, incredible venue. So we're going to tell you about it, but we want to bring on Indu, who is one of the sisters who owns and runs this facility. And I just love these two sisters, Kiran and Indu. And by the way, they just have a new podcast that they have called Sisters in Hospitality, if you want to get to know them better. So we're going to bring Indu on, and she's going to tell you all about this amazing facility. Okay, welcome, Indu. It's so wonderful to have you. So for our listeners who, as you know, they're called the Hot Teas. That's our fan base. I just want to give you a little background because we have known Indu for years and a wonderful partner of Discover Long Island. And actually one of our very first Where You Belong videos. Mm-hmm. So if you want to know more about Indu and her family and the Curry Club and Cigar and all of the incredible restaurants that you have, you should go to our YouTube page because there's a whole video on the wonderful Indian cuisine and the spices and everything you talk about. And they get to see you in person too. So I highly recommend people go to our video. But today we're at your gorgeous catering facility of you and your sister, Kiran, who is back there taking pictures of us. She's so cute. And we want to talk all about the Meadow Club. So tell us about it.
So Meadow Club actually came to us about in 2014 when our father approached my sister and I and said, we have a little venture for you. And we're like, okay.
A little venture. This place is huge.
Exactly. This is like a secret garden.
It's like literally a little venture. You're like, okay, Dad.
Yeah. So we both, had careers before, and we were trying to figure out what we're going to do and how to take this little venture project in our hands. So I actually was coming from a vacation with my kids from Miami, and they picked me up from the airport right to this building.
Yes.
And we're in a round table, and they're like, this is it.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is it. And
this is the little venture. This palatial place with so many different meeting rooms and event rooms and this garden that you're walking us through that wraps completely around. It keeps going and going and going.
So it wasn't like that actually. When we took over, it was just one building with 3 rooms. So let me step back a little bit with the story. So when we sat down on that round table, and he signed the papers to purchase this property, and he already had a 300 people Pakistani first wedding happening while they picked me up from the
good.
airport.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure. Exactly, right?
That's
So it was just 3 rooms, and my sister and I literally took this place overnight in our control. No idea what we're going to do, how we're going to proceed. There was no time to breathe and think how we're going to proceed. But things started happening so quick. We started booking. We took over on August 7th of 2014, and our first party was on that day, and it was a non-stop going through the December 31st, our biggest, most popular, most successful New Year's Eve party that my sister and I threw for the first time in our life, had 700 people in it.
Oh my goodness.
You name it. It was crazy. And we had people standing at the door asking if we just could come in.
Oh.
And we were like, this is amazing. And the best part was that my sister is a hospitality. She went to school for it, and her dream was to always be in a wedding business, one-stop shop kind of a place where a bride comes in and you have vendor, you have food, you have decor, and that worked out great. And I fit in the picture of operational, taking care with my finance background, and I was like, all right, so I got the whole operation to take care of it. So that's how it just started, from 3 rooms.
Yeah. To this beautiful garden, and we were walking it, and you were telling us it hosts everything from, weddings of anywhere from 50 to up to 400.
Correct.
And so, and you get, if you're having a wedding here, what I love that you said is that you won't book another event. If you have a wedding here, it's a run of show, right?
One bride at a time.
Which is so important.
Palace, and she gets to be the princess of the day.
I mean, because that is so important, because a lot of properties you go and there's multiple weddings, or they're trying to usher you in and out, and you're rushed. It's so, your weddings, what's more important than that in your day?
You know, from the time the little girl grows up and she, is dreaming about her special day. So we have created that dream into a reality. So my sister and I have go above and beyond. So we are there from beginning to the end with the bride, from the time they book till the time she leaves and gets married. She can actually move the furniture. She can actually put something on the wall. We give her to that extent to create her day a very special day. And that's her special day. So not anywhere you can go and do that.
Absolutely. And you know what? And this is why I kind of started the interview with who you are, and as a person and as a partner and as a friend of ours. And you give that personal attention. You really care. Your heart and soul is into it. And I just met Kiran today, your sister, but your whole family. I know it's been a family business.
Yes.
Your multiple businesses.
Yes.
That you have. But so it's not. We're talking weddings, but we're getting ready for the fall season. So many wonderful events. Christmas holiday events.
Yes, Christmas, holidays, small business parties.
Yeah.
They're huge here, and we have booked all the way now till 2026 for our small business holiday party. So we have very limited days on the weekdays left, because we do throw good parties here.
Yeah. She's like, we know what's going on.
But you know what you were telling us about the small businesses and like a networking type of party. I thought that was really cool.
That's really cool. We actually started it in 2000 and I believe 16, our first one. So we had a very small group of people, and they started booking their parties, but they didn't want to have overhead expense so much. So we said, why don't we collectively call everybody, combine their parties together? So we called up the doctor's office, our lawyer's office. We're like, you have 10 people, 20 people. Why don't we do it together, bring it all together? So we have a DJ, we have food, we have decor already happening.
It's amazing.
So let's just give you a larger table.
So smart, because small businesses, the resources are limited, and you want to do something for your team and your staff. And this is such a beautiful venue. You can come and make it really special, and also meet other people and maybe find ways to grow your business at the same time.
It's so smart.
Exactly. So what happened was, just a quick example, we have a day camp brought their teachers, and then we had a dentist office, and they end up coming together. And a chimneys fire company who used to do our fireplace repairs, and they brought in their employees, and all three of them are friends, and now they talk to each
That's
other,
so
fun.
and then they decide, are we going this year for the party? Are we
Oh, and they
not
come
going?
back
They
every-
come
oh,
back
that's so
every
fun.
year,
Cute.
and then they also send their children to this day camp, or they go over
That's
there and ask for
amazing.
a business.
Yes,
It's
that's so.
such a great network.
It's so smart. And it's so funny because this is kind of in the neighborhood that I live in, right? Our residential neighborhood. And again, just to show you how tucked away and like hidden secret garden this is. It feels so special, but it's in a very prime popular location. And when I pulled up, I mean, I've known you for years, and I walked up here and I said, "Wait, was your daughter a cheerleader?" And she goes, "Yeah, Ward Millville." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, so is Tegan." And when I walked up, I remember that Tegan had her cheer party here. The cheerleaders had their holiday party here, and right after, we'll talk about this because right after that party, there was a devastating fire. And she was so upset because her friend's family's business was devastated. She's like, "Mom, remember where my cheer party was? They had a fire in their whole business. It was the family." And then I walked in, I'm like, wait, this is my friend Indu. And so that fire
That gives me tears right now, because you know what happened was my daughter was looking forward to having her first Sweet 16 here. And she wanted to invite all her cheer friends and Watermelon friends, and it was so devastating that the fire was in on July 13th, and she was going to have a party in January, and we were planning all these stations, the dress that she was going to wear, the shoes she was going to wear, and it just collapsed on that fire. And till now, she's 21. She hasn't had a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine how heartbroken I
Oh,
was.
but we were talking, and that was very devastating to the business and your family and the community, because I'm sure there were many events that were booked.
Yes.
But walking in now, what an incredibly different facility this is. It gave you the opportunity to completely rebuild and reimagine.
It did. And what happened was, the night of the fire, we had a wedding, a christening, and a mitzvah scheduled the next morning. So we actually continued doing these events. We didn't stop any event. We actually overnight called everyone in Long Island, all the catering halls, deciding who has availability.
Oh,
Windows on
wow.
the Lake at 4 o'clock in the morning. Anthony's assistant, Lenore, picked up my phone, and she was on a vacation in Las Vegas with her
Wow.
daughter.
Yeah.
She said, "What are the chances? The whole weekend we're not doing anything, so that's why I'm on vacation." And we booked it. And guess
Wow.
what we did? We picked up our staff, picked up the food, called up our bride. We asked her to give us the list of her guests. So we called everyone to redirect them to Windows on the Lake. While I'm crying,
While you're
while
going through
I'm going through
devastation
devastation,
of
I'm
your
like,
business.
nothing should stop. A wedding cannot stop, because this is once in a lifetime. A devastation, a tragedy that happened to us cannot happen to anybody else.
Yeah.
And we just picked it up. We were on there's the thrive that I had was, no, we got to get through this. We got to get the wedding done. And I personally went, and you can just imagine, I was in my night suit on that fire. Somebody got me clothes, and we wore, and I was at Windows on the Lake. My sister is calling everyone. Dad's putting all the staff together with food, but nothing stopped. And continuation, we kept hosting our books, events at other events. So we made sure
Everybody
party
was solid.
was
Yeah.
happening.
Oh, that's
But you know what? That it speaks again to the character of, it's not just a facility to have an event. You're doing business with the people that are going to care about you. And honestly, Indu, walking in, this place is so beautiful and bright and white and fresh and new feeling.
Trendy,
So you rebuilt stronger and better.
Yes.
And everybody that comes and has their event here will reap the benefits of that. So let people know how they can get a hold of you and follow you and book their event here.
Absolutely. So we are right here on 1147 Route 112, Port Jefferson Station. And our website is www.themeadowclub.com. And my sister and I have a very simple email. It's her first name and my last name, Indu, Indu, at themeadowclub.com, and Kiran, Kiran, at themeadowclub.com. And we are right here in this beautiful facility to serve our community and to be here available.
And I can tell you, Indu and Kiran will take great care of you. Like they take care of us at Discover Long Island. And we also will be at your, we were just talking about the American Cup. We'll be at the Cigar, beautiful restaurant on the water in Port Jefferson Village with our whole people from all around the globe. So you're the best. Thank you so much for being with us and for having us at your beautiful event.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
What an incredible story of a really incredible family. That I love that story. I love her. I've always loved her.
She's just so stunning, and just her personality is so true of, she's just so sweet.
So genuine. And she cares so much. That's why I love being here, because, you're going to be taken care of. Okay, so speaking of Long Island and how great it is and the people and all of that, let's do some Long Island life.
Okay.
A couple things I wanted to tell you about. First of all, I just found this out today. Did you know that we were nominated as one of the best convention and visitors bureaus, which is what we do. We're a destination marketing organization, but they call it CVBs. We were nominated to be the best CVB for Smart Meetings 2024.
I love it.
Platinum Choice Awards.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. And because of people like Indu and her family here, because it's a great place to have meetings.
Yes.
And we partner with our partners to make sure that when people are looking for venues and places to go, they know to call us, and we connect you with all of our wonderful partners. That's what we do.
We're just so awesome.
That's what we do. And we're awesome. Our partners are awesome, which makes us awesome, but that's great. Also, I wanted to tell you, remember we were talking about the tourism symposium?
Yes.
And Dr. Joy Moy was there.
Yeah, I love her.
I love Dr. Joy Moy, as we all do. Another wonderful partner of ours, and Hot Tea. And did she give you one of those little oil samples?
Yes.
Girl, I'm weird about samples, right? Especially samples that you put on your face. I'm very, very weird and particular about it.
Yeah, you are.
Like exceptionally, because you don't know.
Yeah.
But Dr. Joy Moy pulled me aside. She's like, hey, this is really awesome, especially for, women of a particular age that need extra moisture in your skin.
Yes.
And she told me, like, you rub it in, it makes it warm. And I've been using this oil.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of moisturizer.
Okay.
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's
it smells good too.
It's so great. And I have no idea what's in it, because she had a little card attached to it and I threw it away. So I don't know what's in it. But Dr. Joy Moy, if you're listening, that oil is awesome. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, just DM her on TikTok.
Yeah, she's awesome on TikTok.
And she'll know exactly what, just be like Kristen said, the oil that you gave her. She'll know exactly.
Oil? Thanks.
Because it's great. And it's a great time of year because, you don't have to worry as like it does. You could also put moisturizer on that has SPF.
Well, I've been waiting to use it because I have moisturizer that I'm running out of. So I'm like, let me just see if I love it.
You warm it up and then you put it on. You're younger. You probably don't need it as much as I do, but I definitely notice it right away in my skin, and my makeup goes on so well. So I was going to thank Dr. Joy. I'm not getting paid or anything to do this. She's like, this is not endorsed. Like, I'm just,
I love it.
This is all natural. Okay. And then what else is I going to tell you? Oh, they're redoing Penn Station.
Yeah.
One of my devastating things about redoing Penn Station, because Penn Station was like, down and dirty before, and now it's all beautiful and fancy. And one of the only things I was like, dang, about the old Penn Station was Trax.
Yeah.
The bar. Trax is back.
Yes.
They're reopening Trax at Penn Station.
Did you see pictures or anything?
No, it looks much better than,
that's
it's not as cool. It's not as dirty as the old Trax was. He walked in and it was like, but it's still Trax, which is awesome because
Rosie's Pizza's back.
I know.
That's awesome.
But it's like when you miss the train and you're like, oh, I'm not even that upset.
Right.
Because I'm going to go to Trax.
Yeah.
And have like a little Sauv Blanc.
Yeah.
While I wait, 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It was perfect.
I was like, they're like, we had to bring Trax back. I'm like, thank you.
It's just so funny. Like, since, Grand Central is opened and beautiful, like, I always take Grand Central now. I go straight there. But Dan and I went into the city a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, we should take Grand Central in and then Penn home. And we didn't.
Yeah.
And
Penn looks great. They have a bunch of new restaurants now. They have they've got Starbucks and they've got Chick-fil-A and they've got Chopped and they've got all these things. It's like awesome.
Yeah.
But I was still bummed about Trax. Now Trax is back. I was like, okay, I can get behind this.
Get behind this 100%.
So I got to go check it out. We'll have to do it when we go to the city for the Gatsby.
Yes.
We'll have to hit up Trax. Also, some other Long Island news, which is a bummer, but it's just so weird because we were just talking to our friends, the Fleischmans, about this when we were in Fire Island because we were talking about the books, the Long Island books and the authors and everything. And she was like, "Oh, do you know Nelson DeMille? Nelson DeMille is a Long Islander, best-selling author. He writes all these books. He's got one Plum Island. They're all based on Long Island and stories, and they, like national bestsellers, many of them." And I was like, "Oh," and so there's one. It's called like Catch a Mouse or Catch Me or something. She's like, "Oh, you've got to read this book. It's so good." And we were just talking about it, and he just passed away.
Oh, that's so sad.
At the age of 81.
Wow.
So, and he's just a very prolific, very well-known author. So. I still look forward to reading his books.
Yes.
And wanted to say, rest in peace to Nelson DeMille, who is a Long Island very well-known icon.
I love it.
I know. So cheers to you, and what a wonderful legacy that you left us. And I mean, it's going to live on because I can't wait to. I just heard about him for the first time, and I'm going to read his books.
It's just so timing, right?
I know. So thinking about his family, but so many talented people on Long Island, of course. And then there's a lot of stuff going on, like this weekend. Right?
Yes, we have a ton of things going on. Let me get to that.
Well, first of all, we have a new blog.
Yes.
While you're looking for the things, I'll tell you, we have a new fall blog about all the fall festivals. And there's about 1 million of them.
About 1 million of them.
About 1 million of them going on.
Crazy.
If you like fall and if you like festivals, you got to go on the fall blog, and it's going to tell you at discoverlongisland.com.
And while you're there, check out our new Lily AI bot and just chat with her and see what you can find out of, different events going on. But we can list a few here. Friday, September 27th is Long Island Wine Country's Race for the Greenway 5K run and walk. And then Saturday, the 28th is Jelly Roll, Beautifully Broken Tour at UBS Arena. 43rd Annual Halleckville Country Fair at Halleckville Museum Farm, and Oktoberfest at Adelphi University. And then Sunday, September 30th is the Oakdale Brew House First Annual Oktoberfest, because there are so many.
I know, a million zillion. So there's you go to discoverlongisland.com, follow our social media. I was talking to Bree the other day, and she just redid the way she's doing all of our events because we have so many events, and we used to list them all and what I considered very fine print because there's so many. Yeah. But now we're highlighting them. There's just so much coming. Yeah, there's so much to do on Long Island this time of year. It's still so gorgeous. Beautiful. Get outside and make sure Discover Long Island is part of your day. I was having lunch with somebody the other day, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I always look at what to do with my kids. First thing I do, Discover Long Island." Yeah. I'm like, that's so great. I love it when people say that. And I went to lunch today to a restaurant, and somebody was like, "This is Kristen from Discover Long Island." And I was like, "Have you guys heard of it?" And they were like, "Of course."
Aw, that's
the guys
great.
are like, "Yeah.
Aw,
of course. We know everything about Discover." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you so much." So love to hear that. And then, do you want to talk some celebrity, or did you have anything else to talk about?
Yeah, let's go into celebrity.
All right. I don't know. I don't even know where to start because most of my celebrity. Did you watch Dancing with the Stars?
That was going to be my celebrity, is that I actually watched it.
Yes. Is it so good?
And Anna Delvey. I'm sorry, I'm here for her.
Same.
I love it.
She looked gorgeous.
She looks gorgeous. And even her little smirky laugh when they're giving her criticism.
Carrie Ann Nava is so crazy. She's such a crazy person. I'm here for it though. I mean, she's wildly entertaining.
Yeah, she is.
Which is what she needs to be for the show. But the way she flings her arms around and she's so cuckoo.
I think they all do, right? They're all
they all do.
Crazy.
But she's and she made a big deal about Anna Delvey and the energy that changed. Yes. And I'm like, okay,
Stop.
Carrie Ann, just calm down.
Stop. We all felt the energy shift, and I'm like, no, you didn't.
I love Dancing with the Stars. It is
so cute.
Such a great show. And what about that basketball player?
Oh my God. What was he, 7'5"?
Yeah, he's
and she's 4'11", right?
Oh, and he was awesome.
He was awesome.
He was and that's what I love about the show is these people that you don't know. And I don't know some, my kids don't know some, right. Sometimes it's younger generations, older generations, or athletes or whatever. They become your favorite people because you get to know them and adore them.
So cute. And the dad from Family Matters, do you remember that show?
He just stood there.
Cute.
He literally stood there and the dancer just danced around. He looked side to side with his eyes.
And he's kind of.
I know. Tegan sent me a TikTok and it was when you're an empath and you're watching the guy from Family Matters and the girls are like crying. They're like, "Oh my God, this is so sweet. I have to vote for him. He's so cute."
He was so cute.
I know.
loved it.
And that was literally Tegan. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm going to cry. This is so cute. He's just so old."
funny.
I know. And then Tori Spelling.
What is with? I'm sorry. Sorry.
First of all, yeah, Ozempic. The
What's with
girls
her
got
face,
skinny.
though?
And Phaedra, her face too. I was like, girl, the plastic surgery, but she was so sassy. I loved her. And then Sharon, I'm speaking of some reheating. Hold on. I just screenshotted this morning. I almost forgot to tell you. Okay. I meant to tell you photos. Okay. I got to read this because, remember we were talking about your thoughts, which were very strong about Beyonce getting snubbed on the Country Music Awards, which I don't care. I don't care about, I don't like country music.
Yep.
So for me, country, I'm not going to watch the Country Music Awards. I don't care, even if Beyonce was on it. I mean, maybe I would watch if Beyonce was on it, but probably not.
Right.
Anyway, Dolly Parton felt the same.
About me?
She felt the same.
As I
yes.
did? Yes. That's my
So
girl.
Dolly
See?
Parton, this is how you know you're on the right track. If you align with Dolly Parton,
You know you're
you're
doing
okay.
something right.
So Dolly Parton said, well, you never know about the awards when asked to weigh in on what fans are calling a snub. Because she's like, you never know. No matter what you put out, you don't know that you're going to get a nomination. And then she said, there's so many wonderful country artists that I guess the country music field probably thought, well, we can't leave out some of the ones that spend their whole life doing that.
Right.
And there's so much talent. Not that Beyonce didn't have a great album, and she's not still Bae the Queen, because she is. But, there's people that have dedicated their whole lives to this, and they would lose out on a spot.
Right.
So I just thought you would like to know, Dolly, she
Agrees with
aligned
me.
with you.
I love that.
And that's how you know you're right.
Yeah.
If Dolly Parton says,
I love
yeah,
Dolly.
me too. Okay, so that was one. Okay, so obsessed. Are you going to keep watching Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
I'm so excited, finally. Oh, I know. Okay, so that's what I was going to talk about next. So Michael is shouting from the other end of the garden, the Golden Bachelorette.
I know.
Did you watch it?
No.
Girl,
I can't.
did you watch it, Michael? I love the Golden Bachelorette.
You
First of all,
do?
Joan is gorgeous. She's 61
She's beautiful.
and just drop dead gorgeous. I was watching Extra like right before it started, and Billy Bush, it was like fully hitting on her. I was like, calm down. He was like, you're so stunning, you're so beautiful, and she's like, you're too young for me, and he's like, anyone would be so lucky. I was like, calm down. She's beautiful.
Drink some water.
But you know what? We were watching it, and Tegan was watching it for the most part, the three of us, and Thomas, and I just think it's such a different vibe than The Bachelor and Bachelorette, because these people, how do you not cry? I mean, first of all, when you're my age, you're like the mortality. Most of these people, a lot of them lost their spouses
Right. And they're
in their 50s,
it's so sad.
right? And so now they're like in their 60s trying to find love again because they tragically lost their spouse or something happened. And you're just like hearing all these sad stories, which I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. And she's like, you have this life plan, your kids grow up and you think you're going to do something with, and then it poof.
Yeah.
And so first of all, it's so touching. The reason that they're there, right? They always say, are you here for the right reasons? The reason that they're there, these people are not there, I think, for the most part, to get Instagram followers.
Right.
They're so sweet. And then they had this one part where all their kids, like a bunch of their kids made videos like, Dad, I'm so proud of you.
Aww.
You got this. And it was like
So cute.
oh my God, I was like crying the whole time. It's so
gonna
sweet.
cry right now.
It was so sweet. And then they show the previews and they're all like really going through tough emotions because they want to find someone to spend the rest of their life with. But a lot of them are struggling with their, feeling guilty about their previous spouse. And, they didn't expect to be in this position. It's just it's much deeper.
Yeah.
It's like way.
And the maturity level is
maturity level. It's a totally
they're
different
not
vibe.
there for the fame. They're there to really fall in love again.
And it feels just so sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're younger, it's probably cringy to watch old people.
It's not cringy. It's.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Michael's talking about like, this poor woman in her ball gown and heels was like riding scooters, playing cornhole. They're playing pickleball for a minute. Like they put these people, because all the guys want to do like an activity and show you, like, I made you a meal, cook, eat this food, now play pickleball. And she did it all in heels and a ball gown. And I was like, girl, I don't know how they do it. Because then they were like, the sun's coming up and they're doing the rose ceremony. Like, I can't even stay up until 10 o'clock when the show is over. You're staying up all night. Like, I would just be like, I can't, we need to fix the timing of this.
Yeah, why do they do it?
Why do you have to do it all night long? I'd be like, I'm too tired to even care about any of these people anymore.
You can't put
I'm going to go, everyone go home. I think, Michael wants to know how you remember the names. I heard a rumor, I don't know if this is true, Michael. I heard a rumor that on the roses, they have the names already. And the roses are magnets, if you wonder. Like, they're little magnets that you put on. You don't pin them.
Okay.
When you're like, will you accept this rose? That's what I've heard. I know. He's like, Michael has thoughts. Michael, no, Michael, okay, how about this? Next week, poop, I'm not here next week. It's Alfredo. When I come back, Michael will be in the studio. We'll have Michael weigh in on your thoughts on the Golden Bachelorette, because Sharon's not going to watch it with me, obviously. So you and I will have to weigh in on the subject. Sharon, you got to get with the picture.
All right. I went with Dancing with the Stars for you.
That's true. It's so funny. I was listening to Howard Stern the other day, and he was giving Gary, his producer, a hard time.
Yeah.
And he was like making fun of all the shows. He goes, I don't know how Gary has all this time to watch literally every show and documentary ever. Apparently, he's not working very hard. Blah, blah. And then Gary's like, I don't watch every show. I don't watch shows like the terrible, not terrible, but he's like the ridiculous shows that you guys watch, meaning him and Robin. He's like, I don't watch The Bachelor and that. And Howard's like, oh, great. Yeah. Why would you watch the show that we talk about the entire time on this program? Of course. Don't spend your time doing that. Watch everything. I mean, it was just funny. Like, yeah, why would, just because we talk about it the whole show, funny. Why would my producer watch that? It was hilarious. He like totally caught him in the moment. So and that's how you know I love that show. Anyway, so if you're watching The Bachelor, The Golden Bachelorette, Dancing with the Stars, just know we're going to be here for you through the season. Yes. Talk about it.
Yeah. Wait, do you watch The Perfect Couple?
I watched it.
What did you think?
No, I didn't like it. Did you like it?
I'm so sucked into it.
Oh, so you haven't finished it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's 6 episodes. It was fun. I saw it on TikTok and I felt the same way. The wig that they have Nicole Kidman wearing through the whole thing, I can't get past it. Her hair looks weird. It was just really, I don't know. I didn't love it.
All right.
It seemed like, nah. It was entertaining.
Yeah, it was entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
And Survivor started. The 47th.
Do you watch Survivor?
Season?
Do you watch Survivor, Michael? No, you're on your own on this one.
Me and Chris can talk about it.
No, Chris is out.
Doesn't watch anything.
I mean, people are still watching Survivor.
47 seasons. That's crazy. It's 24 years old.
Yeah, it needs to go. It needs to go away. I think it needs to go. It needs to go to bed.
Fine.
No, I mean, I don't watch Survivor. I'm waiting for Amazing Race to come back on. Love it. But in the meantime, I'm here for Dancing with the Stars and The Bachelorette.
Love it.
Let's do it. All right. So make sure you're following all of our content. Next week is Alfredo and Sharon. Alfredo is always wildly entertaining, you guys. So you got to tune in. I'll be tuning in. And then we'll be back the following week. And we'll keep you up to date with all things Long Island. And until then, follow Discover Long Island.
See you next time.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island, thanks to our generous sponsor, Sands New York. Visit sandsnewyork.com for more information. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.